What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Good evening, everybody. It's No Mercy time here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Corner to Corner is live early tonight. Was going to be a lot earlier. Sorry about that. Totally my fault. Had to break a few traffic laws, you know. You know. I mean, you got to do what you got to do for the business. The business. You know what I'm saying? It's myself, Stan Grubb, and of course my tag team partner tonight is the one and only Doctor of Desire himself, Brian Taylor. What's up?
What's going on?
And we are live on Corner to Corner. Rob is held up by Hurricane Matthew.
Down in North Kakalaki.
Do me a favor. Let me cut in for a second. And I wanted to ask before we went live, and I didn't get a chance to because we were all drawn up in the triple threat match. How are things up in y'all's neck of the woods? Now, I don't know geographically how far you are from the coastal regions and how far you in, but I do want to ask, how is everything up there?
Today for us, it was sunny and beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, in central Virginia, it's pretty much windy and rain here and there, but today was clear. A lot of wind, though. In the coastal areas down at Virginia Beach, as I'm aware of it, as of about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I saw some friends on Twitter and on Facebook saying that it was rainy and windy, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah. North Carolina, on the other hand, earlier today was getting pelted, and that was over in Nags Head. That's where Rob's at this evening. And the back road to get out of Nags Head was flooded. It was completely flooded out. So I'm not sure what the plan was there. We'll have to grill Rob and give him a hard time next Sunday. Hey, there's a hurricane coming. Cool, let's go to the beach. But
that'd be me.
Vacation, right? I mean, if you got a vacation, you got to take it. Although I think I would have just, found another way. Either way, last we heard, he's okay. He and his family are fine. There's just a lot of water, a lot of wind. I've seen a lot of downed trees on my way here to Culpeper this evening. But aside from that, Hurricane Matthew really seemed more like just a gust of wind.
Here, anyway.
Yeah, well, here.
Yeah.
But, in Florida and South Carolina, North Carolina. And unfortunately, what it did to Haiti was just devastating. If you get an opportunity, if you're able to do so, I'm sure the donations for, I believe it's Red Cross is handling it, for the disaster relief, certainly lend your support there because they definitely need it. They got pounded. Mud everywhere. I've never seen anything quite like that before. And then, of course, on the professional end, I did have a whole lot of phone calls over the weekend about different types of claims and everything. This is a situation not to cross the streams, to quote Eddie, but this is a situation where if you have an opportunity to review the kind of protection you have on your property, this is the situation where you want to make sure you've got the right stuff and make sure you know what you have, because if you don't have it and you think you do, this is not the time to have that rude awakening, especially if you're protecting your family and your property. So,
agreed. Because I've actually had to deal with a circumstance where a certain insurance company did not classify a flood as an act of God. They would classify a tornado as an act of God, but they would not classify the flood itself as an act of God.
Well, without getting too far into the contract part of that, I can tell you that unless you have a flood policy, you won't have coverage on your insurance.
Right.
And that's just, it's unfortunate, but it's regulated by FEMA. That's the reasoning for that. If you ever have questions, I can always try to answer my best I can off the air. No mercy.
No secrets. We're not giving away injured secrets.
Right. No trade secrets here. It's not
Unless
like
you
any
pay
of that.
for it. We go for
I mean, hey, I do have an hourly rate, a wage. I got bills to pay, kids to feed.
So when you get your regular homeowner's policy,
I'm pulling a double wide. I mean, that's what I need.
When you get your homeowner's policy, make sure it's got a flood insurance rider on it. That's the easy way to say it.
Yeah, make sure you've got the appropriate cover. Every time Nikki Bella does that, it's like an angel gets its wings. I'm just saying. Beautiful. Anyway, No Mercy is live tonight, so are we. Opening up No Mercy tonight was the main event.
For the first time.
And I don't think that's ever happened.
Nope. Even WWE said it's the first time.
John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and the World Heavyweight Champion himself, AJ Styles, and a tremendous, some would say, phenomenal.
That kid.
Oh, that's a mini belt right there. That's a mini fan for a mini belt. But so the triple threat match with Cena, Ambrose, and AJ Styles was actually very good. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Just trying to listen to it on my way here, and then of course as I got here at the latter moments of the match. Brian, what did you think of the ending of that? AJ Styles retaining in a pretty, I wouldn't say convincing fashion, but true to form for his recent wins.
Yeah, you got to do what it takes. They never should have put that a triple threat anyway. It is my opinion. Ambrose got his rematch last week. He lost.
Should have been. It should have
been just him and Cena. I'm not a big fan, just like Rob's not, of these triple threats, and
they're a little overdone. I think that they think it's more of a draw for the box office, and maybe it is. I mean, you got more names in a match, but for me, I'd rather see them one-on-one and see the other competitor move on, or just have a filler feud until he gets back in the picture.
Well, I mean, take tonight for instance. When they first all three got in the ring, there was a chant for Cena.
Right, a chant
for AJ.
But nothing for Ambrose.
Nothing for Ambrose, which means he shouldn't have been in there.
And the thing is, though, with the crowd, they reacted when Ambrose's music hit. They reacted when he came out. There's just no, let's go Ambrose.
Right. Yeah, once Cena got out there, it quickly became, Cena and then AJ. AJ got a bigger pop than Cena. And, again, no offense to Ambrose, this shouldn't have been a...
He's really the odd man out for WWE right now. I mean, he's earned his stripes. I think he's a good champion, but he is the odd man out. When you're in the ring against AJ Styles and John Cena, that's a tough spotlight to really stand in. Now, the matchup right now is Carmella versus Nikki Bella. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It just happened that way.
A little paintbrush action.
Carmella is... I think she's a little confused. As a bad guy, you're not really supposed to keep the entrance that you had when you were a good guy. So the dancing and the fabulous music and all that, I mean, everybody seems to change it up when they turn. Natalya changed it up a little bit.
No, wait.
Did she?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I just had an epiphany.
An epiphany?
Right.
Magic
so
moment.
on the pre-show...
Right.
Alexa Bliss was given the unfortunate news that Becky Lynch was not there
to defend the title.
Right. However, they did say it's not due to in-ring. So it's something that occurred outside the ring. They also announced the rematch in November, or where she'll get the shot in November. But she's got a mystery opponent.
Oscar's gonna kill you.
But
it's either that
or the lady in red.
Red everything.
Well, I think she's all black everything.
Now, she's colored her hair again.
So maybe she'll try and be a good guy.
Well, her suspension's up.
Yeah, so that's what I just...
Oh my God, that would be awful.
I mean, you're just talking about ring entrances. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I might laugh at that. I don't know how good it would be, but Alexa Bliss, for my money, I think Alexa Bliss is a talented performer. I hope that whatever's going on with Becky Lynch isn't too serious.
Well, again, the November 8th, I think, is the match. in Scotland.
Oh, that's the SmackDown in Scotland. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. A live title match there on TV. I like that.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. There could be a suspension there trying to cover up.
Right.
She could have been in an accident. It's just funny that they have a return date, and they've already announced it. So,
all right, pick a winner here: Carmella, Nikki Bella. Nikki.
Yeah.
So Nikki finally beats Carmella.
Yeah.
Because Carmella has actually beaten her multiple times.
Right.
Count out, pinfall, even a disqualification, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a submission. She made Nikki Bella tap out. That's right. To the.
Well, she might make her tap out again if she don't get off the hair.
You got to keep your pants on, Carmella. You're not pulling them down. It's not that kind of match. They don't do that anymore.
The moonwalk.
Jeez.
All right, so while we have a minute.
What?
I think we should cover Richmond real quick.
Richmond was great, man. NXT live in Richmond, Virginia at the
Altair.
It was a great night for wrestling action. We had a chance to introduce the wrestling world to, I think, the next ladies tag team champions, the Two Glorious themselves. Our daughters were able to accompany us, and really Austin Aries sporting the shirt this evening, might I add. And Cedric Alexander, I think, had the match of the night. Cedric Alexander, I can't believe we're so late to the party on this guy, because the Indies, all they ever heard about with Cedric and Ring of Honor, if you remember, was Cedric Alexander, just how good this guy was.
Well, I saw him in Ring of Honor.
Right.
So I had, I knew a little bit going in, but I mean, I would have thought there would have been like a little learning curve.
Yeah.
To this guy coming into.
No, he's ready.
No,
he is ready. He reminds me a lot with how fast he's taken to it. You look at AJ Styles, there really wasn't a learning curve for him. Mm-hmm. There's very few guys that have come in and been able to just pick up on it so quickly.
Now, I did see that Cedric faced Bobby Roode Saturday night, and that match supposedly tore the house down.
Bobby Roode and Cedric Alexandria in Baltimore?
So another Cedric match.
Golly day. I tell you what, we were talking about it on the way back from Richmond. We were talking about how WWE can set up their next set of call-ups. And the thing is, you have so many guys on the NXT roster right now that are ready, more than ready, really, probably late to get called up. But you're going to call up Samoa Joe. You know that's coming soon. With him not carrying the title, you figure he's going to lose his next match to Nakamura, and that'll be, okay, Joe, time for you to go up. Mm-hmm. Then if you're going to really look at it, you've got Austin Aries, Nakamura, Bobby Roode, of course. They are ready for the call-up. If you call up even one of them, though, now you've got a huge gap. Because once Samoa Joe is gone, and once any one of those guys is gone, you're really going to have to work hard to fill in that gap. It's not to say that NXT can't, because there's one thing that we've seen them prove time and time again. It's that they've got huge, huge pockets, and they're able to pull out talent. I mean, Eric Young, who I'm not sure how many fans are up to date on tapings and spoilers, but I don't want to go too far with that. But Eric Young is still in their pocket. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we've got, unless they really get out there and go after, we've talked about it before, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. I know Eddie's favorite tag team would love to be in NXT. I don't know that they can call up any more than maybe one at a time. You know, Samoa Joe, another 4 months goes by, maybe one other guy. One at a time, because they have to keep it backfilling.
To me, that's what we said when they called up the last group.
That's true. And Takeover in Brooklyn, Takeover 2 was phenomenal.
See, what we all have to understand is NXT is not Ohio Valley.
Right. Very true.
It's not, Florida. What was it?
Look at this. That move is sick. I mean, good. Look, that's a lot of strength for Nikki Bella. Oh, this is going to hurt. I thought she was going to do a spine buster. Oh! Carmella's lights just got dimmed.
NXT is no longer,
they're not a proven ground.
No, they are the hottest thing out there, and I think anybody will decide to go to NXT
and wants to be there. Yeah,
right.
Wow, is she going to make Nikki Bella tap out again?
I don't see how she can't. That is nasty.
That hold is fierce, man.
She's got it cinched in.
Flawless. Oh, she got to the rope. Dude, that takes grit. You're getting choked and squeezed. You got your head getting ready to pop like a pimple, and you're getting choked. The bad neck that she has, the surgically repaired neck. Yeah.
But, I mean, think about it. You still would have some of these talents from TNA that might be deciding to get out of Dodge.
You mean Billy Corgan's unnamed promotion?
I mean, you still have Roderick Strong.
Yep.
Roddy out there. I'm sure there's all types of indies.
I mean, I think we've got TKO from Nikki Bella. I think there's a good number of talents out there. Wow, Nikki finally gets the payoff. I mean, I'm not upset by it. I would have been okay with Carmella winning because it would have been sticking with the win streak, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, I think this will keep pushing Nikki towards the top.
Towards the title.
Yeah. Just as a standby, if nothing else.
And again, I mean, Nikki, between the two Bellas, Nikki was definitely the more accomplished and more polished. And it probably helps that John Cena is in her corner.
Well, the other difference is now she's actually wrestling a little bit.
And wrestling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to next.
Whoa, the creepy people actually were moving. Like they were clapping.
No, yeah, but we got to get away from the creepy people. We got to call them. We got to come up with a name for them.
Those who shall not be named?
No, that's some other guy.
Oh, yeah. That's a Canadian guy. Yeah. Can't do that.
But, NXT, they had some, I think all around the matches were decent. The crowd was into it.
Asuka and Aaliyah. We were talking about that. Aaliyah, who really impressed with her match with Asuka. Now, granted, Aaliyah she's maybe 20 now. I mean, she was 19 in Breaking Ground. So she's got so much time left to really learn and hone her craft. But her matchup with Asuka was good. Right now, we got The Miz and Maurice talking with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Yeah. Miz is just talking, blah, blah. Still talking.
Well, even Maurice is like, would you shut up?
She's like, okay, let's just go. Come on, Miz.
So, should we break some TNA news? Should we give some spoilers? I think we give spoilers.
They've already spoiled it, so I don't know if it's really a spoiler anymore. The big news coming out of TNA's most recent tapings is we have a new World Heavyweight Champion.
In Eddie Edwards.
And just this one I just heard about today, TNA's Grand Championship changed hands as well.
To everybody's favorite, Moose.
I mean, I wish I could have a football team escort me out to the ring.
Yeah.
Eddie, I have to agree, Maurice looks like a fusion between a drum major and a Vegas stripper. Yeah, that's pretty true. When does she get in the ring? That's what
I don't know if she will, maybe.
She get roughed up, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, already they're changing TNA.
Yeah, I mean, there's the rumors right now. The rumor mill has never buzzed so loud as it is right now for TNA and what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to pay attention to it because what we're learning is where there's smoke, there's fire. TNA, of course, has been attempting to sell to various investors, whether it was Dixie Carter getting help, whether it was Billy Corgan taking over, or Aerolux, which is owned by the Harris brothers and have loose ties to Jeff Jarrett. Nobody has really known what was going to happen with that. And then about a week and a half ago, the news became real thick as WWE has placed a bid for the tape library.
Mm-hmm.
So WWE yet again is stepping in and saying, hey, look, we don't want to run your company, but if it's truly going to close the doors, better to have the legacy protected and aired than to go into some deep, dark storage bin that never sees the light of day.
Now, here's what's interesting. Because they're, like, the WWE has sent out these questionnaires.
Yeah, they have. That's
and
another part.
One of the questions was, would people still pay, or how much money would people pay to see other promotions?
Other content, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
and they list TNA and
Ring of Honor. Now, Ring of Honor and WWE have had a partnership for years now, and it's no secret that they don't have any trouble working together. As a matter of fact, they're comfortable doing it. They've been doing it for a while. With TNA, though, again, I hate to keep saying the same statement, but where there's smoke, there's fire, because now WWE is putting TNA's name out there, and they never do that. Let me say that again. They never do that. Mm-hmm. They have, Sting, when he came to WWE, if you're counting title reigns, counting Sting's title reigns in TNA, he's in that race. But they didn't. They ignored that. The only time we've heard TNA mentioned was on the Stone Cold podcast, and also recently on Talking Smack, where they're talking about AJ Styles and his accomplishments. But even then, it's very slight. It's a quick mention, and they're done.
I mean, I don't think it's ever mentioned on NXT, where you have so many
right
TNA stars.
Now, right now, we've got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Rhino and Heath Slater defending against the new duds wearing kind of guys, the Usos. They changed up their look. No more face paint, which, it's kind of cool. I'm good with that. I like the new look. Now, here's a question. After all the momentum built for Rhino and Heath Slater, is tonight the night they take the belts off? That's it.
I would say yes.
I have to say yes, too, because when they were in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, Slater and Rhino wrestled theoretically on Main Event and not on the SmackDown television show. Why would you put your new tag team champions on Main Event and not let them appear on the main broadcast itself? Also,
yeah, I think this is just the written to get Slater back on, back on her contract, and
it's done. You got a contract. Now back to the back of the line.
Yeah.
Also, let me throw this one at you. Two things. Number one, Renaro during the triple threat match. I don't know if you caught the phrasing or not when he was referring to AJ Styles. He mentioned the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and he also said, "quote unquote." Very decorated champion everywhere he's been.
Right, and that's what they usually do with him. So it's interesting because WWE they've made it their business really to not mention the competition.
Right.
Whether it was WCW back in the day, and back during the Attitude Era they did it, but they did it when they knew they were at war. Mm-hmm. Before then and after then, there was no need to. ECW, another good example. They had a partnership with them, but only mentioned them when they absolutely had to.
Well, even going back to Ric Flair, I don't think they ever called him the NWA champion.
No,
he was the world
champion. The real world champion.
Yeah.
Also, the other one real quick. If they do work the deal and TNA becomes part of the fold, and they recognize Sting's championships at TNA, Sting ties Flair.
See, that's what I was wondering. Does he tie Flair or does he break the record? Because he held that TNA title 4 or 5 times.
The only argument that you can say about tie is due to the fact that the WCW International Championship was not recognized as the WCW World title.
Right, because before that it was the NWA World title.
Well, it was NWA, then WCW.
Right. It was the NWA World title. Barry Windham won it. Mm-hmm. And then a few months down the line, it changed from the NWA World title to the International title. Mm-hmm. Rude won it from... Did he win it from Wyndham?
I think he did.
So,
and then, no, he won it from Flair. Rude won it from Flair.
No, I don't think...
No, Flair was still in WWE.
Till later.
Oh, yeah, because he had it when Hogan came in. Mm-hmm. That's right, because Flair unified the titles. I remember that.
Now, I thought, though, at one time, and I don't know why, but I was pretty sure at one time Flair was like the 18-time world champion.
Yeah.
Remember when he won the title in a battle royal? Remember, it was like towards the end of WCW. That would have been his 17th, if I remember it right. But I mean, I've heard 18 as well. So you would have to go back into like a PWI almanac or something and really chart it. But I'm pretty sure you're right. It might actually be 18. And maybe that's why now they're saying, sure, let's let John hit 16. Because I don't have a problem with John Cena breaking the record, much less meeting the record.
Yeah, again, I'm almost positive at one time he was the 18-time world champion.
I thought it was,
and I don't know what happened to the other two, but...
Well, once WCW and NWA finally cut ties, I know that a lot of the record books started getting adjusted. Because I remember as soon as Wyndham won the belt, there were so many angry fans because they just dropped the world title recognition from it. But, hey, we're right in the middle of the Tag Team Championship match right here on No Mercy. Corner to Corner is live. We're going to take our top-of-the-hour break. When we come back, we'll continue our simulcast of No Mercy. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Ooh. Not close.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Lane, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Lane, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Welcome back, everybody, to Corner live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and as always, on the replay. And, of course, you can download us on demand through Spreaker.com and iTunes. And, of course, your other favorite podcast and internet radio applications, because God knows there's a ton of them. Been looking at some of our statistics recently, and I got to say a quick shout-out to New York City, to Calhoun, Georgia, just popping up in the demographic mix. I'm liking it, man. I like how we're expanding. I want to say hi to Sydney, Montana, even though the last time I said hi to them, they probably didn't like it too much. I still don't know a whole lot about Sydney, Montana, but...
you were supposed to do a book report.
I did, and here's what happened. I Googled Sydney, Montana. I did. I Googled Sydney, Montana, and the saddest part of it is...
You broke the internet.
It was a blank Wikipedia page. You got to help me out, Sydney.
Wow.
Also, hey, Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
Rusev is listening to us on his honeymoon. That's what I love to hear. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Rusev listening to us while they're celebrating their nuptials. I like to say that's a pretty good thing. All right, so we got the Usos and Rhino and Heath Slater for the tag team championships.
It's not a bad match.
No, this is really back and forth. I tell you what I've noticed with the Usos since they turned is the cutting off of the ring, making sure their opponent is in their corner at all times. That's not done enough in tag team wrestling anymore. So anytime we see something like that, it's a big wow! What a shot!
Well, I think personally, just based on their family history, is maybe somebody's helping them out. Mm-hmm. You know, because there's a certain viciousness that they haven't had in a while.
Yep, and that was awesome.
You know, again, the tag team runs in their family.
Yep, it certainly does.
2 other tag teams out there right now that are tied to them.
I have never seen a power slam off the top rope, much less a walk-up power slam. That was cool. Look at that. Very snug. Very nice. Bam!
Oh,
turn out the lights. The party's over.
That was right on the
Let's
jaw.
go, Steve Corino. Super kick! Oh, no. Come on. Oh. It's like a reverse curb stomp or something. That's not cool. Tequila Sunrise.
Oh.
Gore! Tap out, Heath.
What in the... That
looked
like a tap
I thought
out
he was
to
tapping
me.
there.
I mean, Baron Corbin did much less than that and got tapped out.
Oh, that's a good way to tear an ACL right there. Golly dang. The Usos don't need help with injuries, let me just point out. They've had their share. Both Jimmy and Jay have been on the shelf more than they've been in the ring. What if Rhino gores Heath Slater?
I was expecting that the first match.
That would be so funny.
But the problem is Heath Slater against Rhino would not be great to watch.
No. Wow, and Heath Slater and Rhino live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Tag team champions still. Wow.
I don't know how that was a super. I think that super kick connected.
Yeah,
that was about the best one I've seen.
That was sweet tune music at its finest, right there.
Yeah,
look at that gore. Ooh,
was right on the button.
Why didn't we ever see Rhino and Monty Brown as a tag team? The Pounce and the Gore. You could have done that in stereo. It would have been beautiful.
Yeah, but who would you have to fight them
and lose? Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You see what?
They'd have destroyed everybody.
You just can't put together. You know?
I like those tag titles. I'm not a big fan of the ones on Raw with a copper look, but I like the blue and silver.
Yeah. All right, so for those who are wondering, we kept Stan from buying the NXT World Heavyweight title.
And it was there, and it looked awesome.
Awesome. It was monstrous.
It was huge. Monstrous. That belt, I think, may be bigger than the Big Gold.
Yes, I think so. The size of it. Yeah. TV doesn't do it justice.
No.
Seeing it up close.
And there was this little kid, and he's looking at it, and finally one of the merchandise guys notices him and yanks it off the table before the kid can pick it up. I mean, there's many people that was at that merch table, and first off, the location of this table was awful.
Yeah.
It's right next to the exits. If you wanted to make a mad dash, you could get and probably not get caught. Now, if you were caught within the next 3 blocks for the next few hours, it's probably your ass. But I mean, anyhow, I mean the merch people were really cool though. Bought my daughter a Bobby Roode Glorious T-shirt, which was neat. Which let me just point out, she's worn 3 times in the past 2 days. Her mother has had to wash it twice. And the NXT toy title that she got, which actually held up pretty well.
Well, I think what you ought to do is get some super glue and glue
those pegs.
In,
we did find the peg that had dropped out. It's missing one, so I guess we lost one at the arena. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with watching that.
I'll bring you later.
The experience of watching Shinsuke Nakamura live was just amazing.
The energy.
Yeah, and it just, singing along with the theme music and all of that. And, when you're sitting at home, when you're watching on NXT or watching the TakeOver or whatever, you're like, that's cool, but you can't really imagine yourself doing that. But then you're in a live setting and you're swept up. I mean, you're just in the moment. It looks like we're building up to Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton here next. Bray Wyatt backstage doing his normal rocking chair bit. This is a must-win for Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to continue credibility-wise with Bray Wyatt, you have to give him a victory tonight. And, honestly, he wins tonight. The feud continues. Randy Orton and him go at Hell in the Cell.
So is that going to be a combined pay-per-view?
I think it is. Maybe I'm just not in the know enough. Maybe I finally lost my touch. I hope so.
Now, another cool thing NXT did was they had the match listing posters.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Posters.
That was really cool. I liked they had the match listing posters, but they also had the poster with autographs from everybody on the card, which was so cool. Brian, you got
I
the
walked
poster
away with
that.
one. Yeah, I couldn't pass that up. Yeah.
I was counting my money multiple times, trying, can I, can't I? Because I wanted that belt. But here's the thing, I'm not in my car right now. So, yeah. The belt has to wait because I need to be able to drive back and forth to work.
Yeah, so, Hunter, come back by.
Yeah.
A couple months.
Drop the price on the belt.
Wait till Christmas. After Christmas. After Christmas. That ain't going to drop that.
Come on, man. So,
but, yeah, I mean, it was cool. Just the match posters. God, it's been forever and a day since I've seen one of those.
It was a cool, and the quality of it was good.
It's nice stock paper.
Yeah, just a real, something that'll last. You can frame it. It's actually a real good keepsake, so I liked that.
And again, everybody signed it.
Yeah, from Asuka, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Cedric Alexander.
Joe, Blake.
Yep. The beautiful body Wesley Blake. So we've got, let me just make sure I got this right, Mr. Blake. We got the Heavenly Bodies, so that's Tom Pritchard you're ripping off. What else? Oh, Brian Kendrick with the leather jacket. The Feather Boa, so either Adrian Adonis or Jesse Ventura. That's 3 different gimmicks on one guy.
I think
and plus, don't hit him in the face,
night,
so that's Rick Martel.
Yeah.
Maybe time to go back to the drawing board on that. I don't know.
Now, what? I think the guy he was facing,
Ty Dillinger,
got the loudest pop outside of the main event,
and it lasted the entire match. Pretty much.
Everybody loves 10.
10. When Blake is on the top rope, kind of chastising the crowd, we're chanting "You're a zero." It was cool because WWE just knows how to put on a show.
Right.
NXT, WWE, whatever the case may be. And this one didn't fail. The only thing that was, I guess, a pro and con, because I enjoyed it, but the ring was set up so the arena we were at was actually a theater.
Right.
So the ring was set up on the stage, which is cool because it's a focal point. Nobody's distracted from the behind or left or right. It's right in front of you. Everybody's looking the same direction. The sound from the fans, if you're in the ring, my impression of that is that you're caught up in that because it's even louder. But as far as being able to interact with the wrestlers, it was limited, to say the least. There wasn't any real surprise run-in or anything that I can remember.
Well, I do know that Blake does not know his numbers. Blake, if you're listening or somebody's listening, please inform Blake that if you're going to put up the number 10, the 1 goes on your right hand and the 0 goes on your left.
Right. Or he could just, and this might be hard because he's got to remember how many fingers he's got. Hold up 5 fingers on each hand.
Yeah.
That would equal 10 also.
Because you can't yell, I'm a 10, and then
a 0-1.
Put up 0-1.
So we got Baron Corbin and Jack Swagger. Now, if you remember this past Tuesday on SmackDown, Swagger made Baron Corbin submit. Now, this was, if I read it right, this was a botch because they were thinking that he submitted when he actually didn't.
Yeah, that was about the worst tap that I've ever seen. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw it.
I actually missed that part of SmackDown. I got back in late Tuesday night, so I watched bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean his hand doesn't even like move up and down,
and they just said
it just like extending for the rope. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they say he taps. And one of the announcers is like, "Oh, he tapped." What's his name? Otunga, I think, is screaming he tapped. Layfield like, "You didn't tap. Are you crazy? You didn't tap." So,
I mean, with matches like this, I don't know that there's really I don't really understand why there'd be room for controversy. You know, I mean, you don't need controversy. Corbin should just run through these guys, just like he did with that clothesline.
Well, but I think you want to build up Swagger as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't let Corbin just run through Swagger.
Well, it depends on what your good Lord, look at his back. It depends on what your future plans are for either guy. I mean, if you're looking to make Baron Corbin your next big thing, number one contender, then you absolutely have to have him. That is a mess. Ouch.
Scratch marks or something?
Big old print on Corbin's back, either from scratches or a chop that just went wrong. Man, oh man.
All right, so while we're at break, you were talking about Bret Hart.
Yeah, so if you're plugged in looking at Twitter or Facebook or any of your favorite wrestling sites, Bret Hart did an interview recently about the Fabulous Freebirds. Wasn't specifically the subject, but they asked him a question about his thoughts on the Freebirds. And he had a lot of derogatory things to say about them being in the Hall of Fame for WWE because his basic statement was that the Freebirds never drew a dime, never did anything worthwhile, and essentially were just flashes in the pan. They didn't really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh! Baron Corbin trying to kill Jack Swagger, and Swagger is, ouch. That looked more like a shoulder block or pounce, sending Swagger face first, neck first almost, into that second turnbuckle. But anyhow, Bret Hart talking about the Freebirds and saying how they're just not Hall of Fame worthy. Michael Hayes did get a chance to respond where he stated that he respected Bret Hart and he appreciated everything he did in the ring, and he didn't necessarily have a problem with him stating that the Freebirds didn't do well in WWF because he was right on that. But he took umbrage, took offense to the fact that Bret would insult Buddy Roberts and Terry Gordy.
Well, here's my thing. When Vince made the decision to take over the world, and he bought up all these other promotions, and he bought up included the video rights and all that, he is now the caretaker
of that lineage, of
all of it. And I have said for a while that the WWE Hall of Fame should just be titled the Hall of Fame, and he owes it to these people who were competition or whatever at the time to give them an opportunity to go to the Hall of Fame. Because it's
physical location.
Yeah, it's not really a Hall of Fame if all you keep doing is putting in your people.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's like in a pro sport. Let's take the Redskins. Well, when the Redskins does it, it's a Ring of Fame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a Ring of Fame?
Yeah, it's a Ring of Fame. That's what you do if you just put your people in. It's not really a Hall of Fame. It's just your people. So
Ring of your fame.
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, he bought the rights. He owes it to these people. And I'd almost be curious that if the Freebirds were ever in Calgary, if they drew up there.
Eddie, what do you think about what Bret Hart said about the Freebirds?
Brett, you're an idiot.
Well, okay.
Well,
Thanks, Eddie.
let's put the world in proper perspective. And Bret Hart, I respect everything that you have done in WWF. I respect everything you've done in Calgary. But when they showed your video, when you got ready to go into the WWE Hall of Fame, they also showed some of your stuff from Stampede Wrestling. Well, lo and behold, you did remarkably well in Stampede, and you did remarkably well where your dad was the promoter. And then, of course, the integral agreement between Stu Hart and Vince McMahon, where you came over to the World Wrestling Federation. From that vantage point, the Freebirds did not have that luxury. The Freebirds, basically, the state of Tennessee and the Mid-South area, as well as National Wrestling Alliance in Chattanooga, Nashville, World Class Championship Wrestling, Mid-South Wrestling and the Universal Wrestling Alliance, Universal Wrestling Federation, then the National Wrestling Alliance, as well as World Championship Wrestling. So that is more than just two areas in which the fabulous Freebirds, in one form or another, were top-tier talent without the help of family, without the help of, I hate to use this, sorry, Mr. Roberts, buddies. The Freebirds basically built their reputation in different areas. Old school long-term wrestling fans, you can use that as a comma or a hyphenated phrase. I will say old school and long-time wrestling fans. Remember the story in the Superdome where the Freebirds blinded the Junkyard Dog. Hair cream incident. Look it up. Then you have scenarios of the Freebird Von Erich war. Well, granted, the Von Erich's dad ran the company, but by the same token, he didn't run the Freebirds. And then you also had Terry and Michael, who were, before Buddy Jack came along, the Freebirds on their own. Has Bret Hart ever released a record that is still talked about to this day? I don't think he's ever released an album with the song on it called My Face Got Kicked In by Goldberg or anything of that ilk. But yet the Freebirds put out Bad Street USA, a song that is still talked about to this day. So for as much as I respect Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be is a great marketing slogan, and he is one of the top scientific and traditional competitors inside the squared circle of all time. He has no place to discuss or warrant the merit of the fabulous Freebirds because obviously he hasn't done his homework. Guys?
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
When you talk about the Freebirds, you have to do it with equality and with fairness. I mean, yes, in WWF they did not draw. That's correct. They weren't there very long.
They didn't get pushed. They weren't given a prominent spot.
True, but at the same time, when they were there, and it was quite early in Bret's run, I would like to think that Bret's exposure to the Freebirds was probably as kayfabe as everything else that was happening around there.
But the other interesting thing about the Freebirds is they decided to get in, and they were 15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
And Gordy was a world champion at 16.
Right.
They didn't stop from there. I mean, at 15 and 16 years old, they're winning world titles.
Michael was 18, Terry was 16.
Yeah, so there you are. So I'm off by a couple years on Michael, but Terry's 16, he's a world champ.
I mean, I just think that I get it. I get what he's saying.
And it's not his dad's company, too. He went out there and earned it.
But at the same time, with him saying what he was saying, in proper perspective for that, yes, he is correct. But outside of WWE, he wasn't. He's completely wrong because of everything that was happening with the Freebirds. If you think another three-man group would have been able to blow the roof off like they did with the Von Erichs.
But how much of a shot did they get in the WWE, too?
None.
Well, they really didn't, and that's what really bothers me. And Andre was, and I would venture a guess and say this is correct, because Andre was the standard bearer there for so long. Andre the Giant's the one that got him fired. But they Bret Hart's story in this interview. He describes one night the Freebirds didn't make their match. They got to the arena late, and they were too drunk to perform. They didn't make their match. They got a shouting match with Andre the Giant. Andre said, "You guys are fired." They try to do what the Freebirds do, stand off with Andre and say, "No, we'll see who's going to be fired." And, of course, they got fired. But, I mean, this is the early stages of Vince Jr., and I imagine at that point he had nothing to lose by firing him. And he had so many people that were wanting to come in their place. Again, the Freebirds at that point, and at this point, that would have been about 85, 86, just after the success of WrestleMania. Vince doesn't have anything to lose by cutting them loose, and the Freebirds continue to rise in prominence after that, so it's not like they suffered when they got released. I get what Bret Hart's saying, but I also think that what he forgets a lot of the times when he makes these kinds of off-the-cuff statements is that he's only speaking for about 20% of the entirety of their legacy. And that's giving them the benefit of the doubt at 20%.
Well, he's a company man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's a company man.
Always has been.
Right. So he's always going to, if you're not, kind of like when AJ first came in. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God, I don't care what he did anywhere else.
Right.
He's not this caliber. He's not this caliber.
Yeah.
When in actuality, you might have, 3 or 4 world-class competitors in the WWE, and if you took the rest of them somewhere else, they would fall flat on their face.
WWE's roster at its best would have been about 2011, where you had CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Evan Bourne, just all of these different world-renowned wrestlers.
Right, that weren't created there.
Right, they made their name elsewhere. So when Bret says that, I think you're right. I think he says it from kind of a protected plateau. And I get that. He's got a right to his opinion. But we as fans have a right to retort, and that's what we do. And I hope that when he continues to do what he's doing with these interviews, that maybe he takes a minute and just stops and recognizes what has happened in the entirety of the career that he's describing, because it's just like when he talks about different matches where Triple H's match was with insert name here was a 4 out of 10 or whatever. When you make statements like that, it doesn't reek of knowledge, it reeks of bitterness. And I don't really think that's the kind of message that Bret Hart wants to convey.
Well, the other thing, too, is he might not know his history like he should. Maybe.
I mean, not to pick on the guy, but maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he doesn't remember. And I'm not trying to make fun. I'm being serious. We don't know what... I'm going to say this lightly, as gently as possible. We don't know what his mental capability is at this point comparatively with how it was before his stroke. Right. And it's not to say that he's forgotten it, but sometimes I wonder.
Well, I mean, it happens because if you look at Sting in an interview with JBL where they talk about the NWO and how Bischoff supposedly had a conversation with him about him being the third member, if Hogan says no, and Hogan, Sting's like, well, I don't remember that conversation, and everybody else and their mother remembers it,
I think when it comes to those kinds of conversations that Sting is still an old school guy that's just not going to let the curtain come back that far.
Speaking of Sting,
man called Sting.
You should go on to give him a shout out. Lynchburg?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he's going to be in Hopewell, Virginia for Big Time Wrestling on November 6th, I believe, on a Saturday. Should be an exciting event. He's doing autograph signing. He's doing photo opportunities. And I don't know if he'll be taking part at all in the card at all. But as we get further details, of course, we will share. BT Wrestling, Big Time Wrestling, BTWrestling.com. Ricky Steamboat is planned on being there as well. And Gangrel will also be in attendance. Hey, we're coming up on our second break of the evening. It's time for the Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, title versus career.
And she winked at me.
Oh, and Maurice just winked at me. It's a good moment here in wrestling world.
Don't get me in trouble.
We'll be right back here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Stick with us here on Corner to Corner. back, everybody, to Corner Wrestling Radio. We are live on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and all the worlds at sea, or something like that. All the ships at sea. We're live during No Mercy for SmackDown's pay-per-view. Miz and Dolph Ziggler, Intercontinental title versus career. Miz is in control right now.
Please tell me what the hell Dolph is wearing.
Pink.
Bright pink.
I mean, I don't understand.
With pentagrams.
Yeah, he's
a Grim Reaper.
Does that say "Shout of the Devil" on his backside?
I don't want to know. You stare long enough, let me know what it says.
I really don't plan on staring that long at Dolph's ass, but I think it does say "Shout of the Devil," to which I'll say, nice veiled reference to Motley Crue. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, he's a huge Motley Crue fan. I know that there's a term for Motley Crue fans. I don't want to mess that up.
Rockers.
They might cut you.
Yeah, they get serious about their fandoms. Let's see here. So, again, we go through our predictions. And, oh, by the way, Baron Corbin did defeat Jack Swagger. I think that's good, but at the same time, what are you going to do with Jack Swagger? Excuse me. Well, Jack Swagger, yes, but what I was actually asking is, what are you going to do with Baron Corbin now? If Dolph Ziggler wins the title tonight, I would have him go after Dolph Ziggler and be the guy that, if Ziggler truly wants to, that retires Dolph Ziggler.
Well, didn't they feud earlier?
Yeah, that's why I would do it, because you've got no love lost between the two of them, and he's a monster that needs a victim. So I'm going to say that I don't think Dolph has done the night. I think he wins the title tonight.
Well, that's interesting, too, because, you know, the WWE and how sometimes they release things they shouldn't, you know, like on upcoming cards and who may or may not be champion. Well, apparently there's a synopsis of the next SmackDown where they talk about Mr. Ziggler's legacy.
Wow. So they're remembering Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not cool.
So that's, again, what I saw.
Hate when that sort of thing happens.
So now, whether that comes to pass. But
right, well, of course. But at the same time, who's to say that, I guess maybe he could retire.
What would he do?
He says that he would do his stand-up comedy. He's got other things in the works.
Is he funny?
I mean, I've never really seen his comedy, so I don't really know a whole lot about it. Eddie, have you heard any of his comedy routine?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I've seen is like that 30-second clip.
From the ride-along thing, yeah.
Yeah, and like nobody laughs.
Yeah. He had footage. That's his first night, and he bombed, he said.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Miz said. He didn't have any fart jokes. Everything's better with fart jokes. Just ask Maurice.
So, yeah, I look for The Miz to retain tonight. Bye-bye, Dolph. So, there might be a promotion waiting for you somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Whatever the new name will be.
What's Dolph Ziggler doing in the Impact Zone? I mean, Ryback's next, I figure.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, and here's the thing. If everything happens the way that's being... What's that, Eddie?
No. Just stop the insanity. No. I'd rather Hornswoggle go to the frickin' Impact Wrestling TNA than no.
Realize how many no sellers they would have.
Oh,
you have Bobby Lashley, you have Moose, who again is big enough to no sell and get away with it, and then you have Ryback, who I'll guarantee you. The only way he gets in the door is if it's written in his contract.
Creative control.
Oh, thanks, Hulk.
Yeah, right.
I will be the next Goldberg.
No!
I'm going to win 1,005 matches.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Goldberg, I have to get y'all in on this because I know you probably read it. Lo and behold, he who shall not be named, because he is the biggest mark for himself in human history, puts out there, well, he didn't even mention anything about the upcoming match with that, and when he's trying to downplay it. It's like, excuse me, how stupid does DM think everybody is, and how stupid is he? If you saw the interview between Coach and Bill Goldberg, Goldberg played that interview perfectly, and I'm sorry if Dave Maximark can't seem to get it through his head that not everything follows the way that he wants everything put on his freaking little website. Guys, did y'all see the interview?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it. I just read a little bit about it.
I saw the interview. Goldberg, there again, Goldberg is one of those guys that has respect for the old school and understands how to deliver a big moment.
And he understood something. He didn't. I have to cut you off because even he said during the WWE run, I wish I had been a little bit more mature. So he gives credit where credit is due in the moment. He said that he handled some things wrong.
For me though, with like Goldberg, I want to be shocked, and I think that's one reason why I didn't
slingshot powerbomb. That's so
I didn't
cool.
pay attention to the interview.
Yeah,
because I want the camera to flash to the back.
Right.
With cops at the door. So, Doug Dillinger walks up to it, beats on it, and now we got Goldberg. You know?
That would just be cool. And I think that he who shall not be named is desperate for headlines as always.
Well, he did put out that Becky Lynch was still going to wrestle tonight.
Yeah, and there again, he's stretching. And as you get further in your news career, if you're not comfortable with what you have going on, if you're not able to pull something off, you're going to try to make it happen, and that's just not how this works. Those in news, you just can't force news. It doesn't happen that way.
Right.
But with the subject is the more prevalent, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, which is the rumored match for Survivor Series. If indeed it takes place, and we really don't know for sure yet, one, it's a huge opportunity for them, but is that a match where Goldberg loses? Does he come back only to lose?
I don't think it comes to a finish.
Okay.
I think they go in there and beat the snot out of each other, and Brock Lesnar, in typical fashion, gets a suspension. And then he comes back. They don't really finish it, and the payoff's not coming until WrestleMania.
Right.
That may very well be one of your main events.
Yeah. I think that in Bill Goldberg's defense, he had so many people in his ear towards the end of WCW that maturity-wise, he was tainted. I mean, he just wasn't able to really speak for himself, much less defend himself properly. Then he gets to WWF and WWE at that time, and Triple H is just beginning his quest for control, but also is infamous with that fight for control. So that had to have soured him as to how to handle his career there. So when he got to his match with Brock Lesnar, both Brock and Goldberg were already on the way out, angry at the WWF, and could have cared less about the match they performed with. I think in this case, if there's a finish, it's got to be quick. It's got to be, oh my God, I can't believe he won, or oh my God, that happened so fast. If you go 15 minutes or more with these two big of a guys, I just don't think it would come off very well. I think it'd be worse than Madison Square Garden.
I don't think because I want you to think about this. If you're thinking about it, and if you think about both of their legacies, what's one of the worst matches they've had?
That's the worst match they've had, and it was with each
other.
All
right. And that's all people talk about.
Yeah.
That's part of their legacy, their history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know that they would want to do better. I agree.
And I think you'll get it at WrestleMania. Up until then, you will probably get nothing but disqualifications or something else, suspension. But at WrestleMania, you're going to get this huge match.
Yeah.
And it's just going to drive people nuts. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's not, like career versus career or something like that. Because I don't see Goldberg staying long.
I mean, it's about his legacy. I know he wants to perform for his son. He's talked about it so many times that he wants his son to be able to see what Dad did.
Right.
And, if I'm Vince and just some of the things that they've done in the past, there is a way you could give Goldberg one last full run. Goldberg could even win the title. They have the capability of that. I don't know that I'd recommend it, but at the same time, it's a draw. It's it would get people talking. I mean, could you imagine the reaction? Kevin Owens defeats Seth Rollins. It's over. He's celebrating. There's nobody left. And all of a sudden, Goldberg comes down and spears Owens out of his boots. I mean, would it be a long match if they actually had one? Of course not. But
I don't think Goldberg never really had long matches.
Well, no. But at the same time, there again, you have that moment that you could sell it. You could have Goldberg do what Brock did, essentially. And I think it would make money. I don't know if they do it right now because of how old Goldberg is. But Miz is getting the plunder, taking the turnbuckle pad off.
Yeah, again, though, I just, for sake of nostalgia, I guess.
Bam! Selling the knee.
Sake of nostalgia, I just cannot wait for the pyro and everything else.
Yeah.
And again, me and Stan were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
If they really want to get this thing kicked off,
Right.
they have Brock and Heyman come down and say, look, we've destroyed everybody.
Right.
There's nobody left. Talk it up. Everybody knows Goldberg's coming. Next thing you know, the music kicks, and here comes Gilbert.
With sparklers.
Yeah, and Brock just waste him, and then, you get Goldberg after that. I think the crowd would eat that up.
Oh! Man!
Much like what Michaels did with the midget.
Oh,
Bret
yeah, with
Hart.
Brett, yeah. Coming up a little bit short there, Brett.
Oh, my goodness, Miz.
Dude!
I think that ought to
That might be it.
Goodbye, Dolph.
Oh!
Slingshot powerbomb. You got to love it.
That is just a thing of beauty. I like that powerbomb. You have to give credit to The Miz. He has found a way to just continue his career in interesting ways. He's adapted his moveset. He's found a way to get under people's skin that works for him. Now the inevitable, because he's almost at the peak of being a bad guy. He's gonna have to turn. Not right now.
No.
Yeah, I say no. If there's one constant bad guy,
you think it's The
Miz? It should be The Miz. Because I like bad guys, but The Miz gets under my crawl sometimes.
Right.
And I'm like, oh no, you're no.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And I do think Miz
not the yes kicks. Come on,
Miz needs some refining,
yeah,
somewhere, because for all the times he's been champ, he's never really done it for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got me excited. He's a good worker, but I don't know.
But that's why Maurice is there.
So it's just I don't know what it is about Miz. No.
Oh,
2.
Man, gosh, I have a hard time believing that Dolph Ziggler is going to retire. But
Maurice was not this hot the last time she was in WWE.
I don't think she was either. Is her hair gray?
No, it's brighter.
Yeah, it's probably platinum.
Platinum.
Almost as bright as her drum major outfit.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, only the best for Maurice. She can't just have golden blonde hair. It's got to be platinum.
It's platinum. All the best blondes have platinum.
All the best.
All the best.
The crowd is solidly behind Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Willing him to hopefully a victory. And I hope that he wins. Oh, catches the super kick. No. Skull crossing finale. No. Victory roll. 1, 2, and kicks out. Now he's got the sleeper. Dolph Ziggler is in beast mode. Oh. Now, if Miz is smart, pushes and arches his back, and he's got him pinned. But he's not smart. So, here we go.
That was crazy. That was crazy view. I mean, it was just so fast.
Yeah. It happened. It's a moment.
Damn.
So, there again.
I'd bite him. See, and the Miz bit him.
Right,
he just went total heel. You know what I'm saying? I might be like, oh, the Miz is cool. He bit him.
So we've got the Miz and Ziggler here. That great matchup so far. Wow. Hello, Maurice.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Fell for it a third time.
Really? Disgusting. Disgusting.
Oh,
he got the foot on the rope. Still can't see, so he'll drop the ref.
Look at Maurice.
Oh, man.
Miss still think.
So
I didn't win.
Is Alexa Bliss's match the main event segment tonight? Then?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope they have something.
Maybe Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton's main event.
I hope that even that. You know what I'm saying? This is like the only reason I'm still watching this is there's a hope that there is something on the way.
There is. What you don't know is Ryback's back.
Oh, shoot me now.
And we can call him that because it's not a WWE
Oh, there goes the boot.
own product.
There goes the boot.
Yep. He's going to pull an Eddie.
Yeah,
Not Eddie Lane, Eddie Guerrero.
He just fixed the boot. Oh.
With your toes? Super kick with your toes?
Yeah.
It's a loaded sock! Why is he wearing a dress sock? What, he got a date
Notice the
after
Bullet
this?
Club shirts.
To the good old days. Uh-oh.
Notice the Bullet Club shirts.
Wait, what?
Oh, the Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad! What are you doing? How cool would it be if the Spirit Squad actually was with Dolph?
Oh, you know they gotta be. You can't turn against your spirit, bro.
And 3, 2, click.
Ouch. Ah, come on. Really? Oh!
And he duped you.
Man, that's not funny. Playing with my emotions.
Toy with your affections and play with your emotions. Robbie Rags, how you doing out there, buddy?
This turned into a pretty decent match.
Give credit where it's due. These guys got us invested. We're watching and not knowing what to expect.
So far, the best.
Yeah,
match
yeah. Although, I mean, the triple threat was really good. Wasn't a bad match.
Yeah, but it didn't have emotion like this. This has got a lot of emotion. Come on.
He should say,
"Come on, Kenny."
He should say, "I'm sorry and I love you."
Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. Oh. All right, so because you weren't here, you didn't see it. So Kurt Hawkins came out.
I saw. That's what I was looking at my phone for. He was in his gear.
Yeah, in his gear. Came to the ring. Had one of those announcers, kind of like Eva Marie. Right. They're talking about him. He gets in the ring.
Spoiler!
And he's like, he goes to leave. He comes back in. Oh, I got a special announcement.
Don't blink.
Here we go. 1, 2. It's over.
I'll have a match on SmackDown.
Now, what would be funny is if he truly did have a.
Hang on a second. I have to do this.
Dolph Ziggler has become a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. Dolph Ziggler remains on SmackDown Live. More importantly, Dolph is still employed. I have seen Dolph do great things in the past. This was his greatest night.
That would have been a beautiful moment for John Bradshaw Layfield to say nothing whatsoever. Mauro Ranallo had that absolutely on it, and Bradshaw just had to follow up with something to hear himself talk. JBL, sometimes less is more.
I agree. Crap. Man.
You know what this means?
What?
He probably will lose it Tuesday, and then we'll have another year of him not winning a match.
Probably.
Finally. Way to go, Dolph. That is great.
Oh, the broken section is represented today?
Delete! Delete!
You're
There's
really
a huge delete chant.
Hang on 1 second. Let's bring this back up.
And is Maurice going with them? Super kick! Dolph Ziggler! Here is your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler!
And now back to you. 5 minutes before the top of the hour.
That was actually a pretty good match.
It really was. I mean, shoot, even Miz looked good in that match.
They built this match so well.
Mm-hmm.
Just from creepy guy gets a hug.
Oh, and he puts his pelvis right in his face.
His mom's happy anyway. His mom had a memory for last a lifetime.
All right, so while I'm thinking about it,
Big finish.
While I'm thinking about it, anybody out there knows who those two people are. You have to send us their names.
Oh, yeah. We'd love
by
to have
email,
more.
right? Because I need to find out how they're there
I love Mrs.
every
Face.
stinking night.
What's that?
I love the look on Mrs. Face.
Oh, the dethroned, the beaten. Now, if I'm Daniel Bryan on Tuesday, and our first official trade, Miz versus Cesaro.
Ooh, that'd be good.
He's definitely like, man.
I love the look on his face.
Because then you get rid of that awful tag team of Sheamus and Cesaro.
He's got that. Where's Angry Miz Girl to put up next to him?
Oh, I love that. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of what she was called.
That was really cool.
Oh,
And hey,
good.
finally a career match that didn't end with somebody retiring.
Yeah, I think you get them occasionally. They're about 50-50, I think.
Well, during Flair's run, before he faced Michaels, he beat all sorts of people to keep his career while he was Intercontinental Champion. But it was Shawn Michaels that retired Ric Flair.
It don't matter because Shawn Michaels can't carry Flair's jock.
I mean, Flair probably wouldn't let him because he probably doesn't wear one.
Oh, you know, that would almost be in their prime. If you took Michaels and Flair in their prime, that could possibly be the greatest match ever.
In 1992, when Michaels was maybe 6 months out of his heel turn, when he had turned on Jannetty, Royal Rumble where Flair wins, and you see the two of them interact. And all I could think of was, man, I wish these guys would have just a 30-minute match. Because at that point, even with the Rockers, Shawn Michaels was great in singles competition. But, I mean, back then, and I was just a huge Rockers fan back then too, but I had no idea that he would be as big as he ever got. And, of course, Ric Flair's Ric Flair. He speaks for himself.
But that could be the greatest match ever if they'd gone at it in their prime.
I'm going to have to do some searching and see if there's a match from that time frame. Because Flair was at his best, in my opinion, at that time. And Michaels...
I would put Flair at his best in about the mid-'80s.
Really?
Yes, the beginning Horseman run... Because he was wrestling Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes,
yeah. I mean, the matchups there. Wow.
Wyndham.
So, as we head towards the bottom of the hour here, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt is the next match up. That means the Alexa Bliss segment is the main event? Or does she not have a segment at all?
No, they said on the pre-show, because she said, I should be crowned the champion.
Right.
Because Becky Lynch can't defend it. Well, they said, no, your match will take place in November. And she said, well, I'm here, ready to go. And they said, well, we got you an opponent.
Whoa, Vigo the Carpathian has taken over the mirror.
That's some lewds.
Oh.
Lewds.
Call it lewds, dude, man.
And they said that you'll have an opponent tonight, and it'll be a mystery opponent.
Eddie, I know we're heading to the bottom of the hour, and you're going to have to cut us loose here.
We'll take one more segment on the network.
Say again?
We can go one more segment on the network.
Fire away. All right. So, as we head to the next break here, we're going to go ahead and take a quick final break of the evening. When we come back, I guess it's going to be Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt with Alexa Bliss in the main event.
Maybe it's Trish.
Barf.
Yeah. Hey.
Or Lita. Maybe Lita will put a reindeer on.
I'm cool with that. Hey, stick with us right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network for No Mercy. Corner to Corner. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back here to Corner Wrestling Radio on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, prowrestlingradio.net, live for No Mercy. We got Alexa Bliss, get this, versus
Naomi.
Womp, 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 womp.
Wow. Fantastic.
What a consolation prize. Yeah. Hey, you don't get your women's title match, but tonight you get to face Naomi on pay-per-view.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is no Ladder War 6 match.
No.
With the Young Bucks being crowned
Too sleepy, bro.
ROH Tag Team Champs.
Barf. You knew that was coming.
And I know we covered that last week, but it was too
Barf.
good. We had to get it in again.
You can't ignore it. You got to, oh. Naomi may not want to be in that ring right now. Yeah, go on. You know, for as small as Alexa Bliss is, she is mean. She does some mean, hateful things.
Yes, she does.
She looks good, though.
Okay, Trump.
Yeah, no, we're not getting into that. That's too easy. Not doing it.
Yeah, they should let us moderate the freaking debates. At least we'd let both of them get in words.
You know what, man? I think they should have Samuel Jackson moderated. I said 2 effing minutes. You're going to shut your mouth and let him finish.
I want Nick Fury instead of Samuel Jackson.
Say what again?
Before, tell you what, I brought out the question for the listener base. And I'm going to go ahead and take this over to Corner for when y'all put it up on your Spreaker channel.
Yes, sir.
And this one actually is going to be station-wide, folks. So I invite you, of course, respond to the guys at the, on their respective feeds through Facebook and Twitter. The chat room Beyond Ringside will be open, as well as at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. With all the little hullabaloos that have been going on, and I made a statement during BR Live that I felt that on the current television products, all the way across the board, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Impact, Raw, SmackDown. Those are the major shows that are on broadcast television in a nationwide capacity. Mm-hmm. I feel that Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground is the best on-air authority figure today in this timeline, this time frame. Oh. The question that I put out for everybody, and I'd like to get your feedback on this. Actually, it's a two-parter. Number one, who do you feel is the best authority figure on television right now? B, who do you feel is the best of all time? Not the worst, but the best or most memorable is the way that I put it, and why. Tell you what, I'm gonna swerve it. Brian, you're first.
Me first. Best all time, I think would have to be Vince McMahon and Austin in that era. Because all these other ones, you know, maybe the Lucha, mm-hmm. you know, may come to see him, you know, a little bit. But most of these other ones don't stack up to that. I mean, people came to see Vince and Austin. And I would say that was probably the best for me.
And why?
Well, just because they drew. I mean, he was not an in-ring personality, you know, in-ring talent, I guess, but they drew some major money. What?
The screen just went possessed. He's like,
I mean, they did some major money. It was like the first time, too, that you really saw,
right?
You know, a general manager or you know,
well, think about
top guy. Because
think about how many times you saw people do it in the past before that.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. I mean, you would have maybe a general manager would pull some shenanigans every once in a while,
or a commissioner, yeah.
Yeah. But it was most of the time it was towards the bad guy.
Yeah, yeah. Usually it was to right some kind of a wrong or whatever. Yeah.
But you know, again, even to me that whole feud went to a different era, or not era, but different height.
So for today, though, like with all the authority figures we have on TV, and we got a bunch. Is there one that stands out as like the best that you would see?
Well, I don't see Lucha, so I can't really comment. But so much on that one.
Asuka did that better.
She did a lot of those. So again, I mean, Dixie Carter stinks.
Yeah.
I think Triple H is good sometimes, but to me, the McMahons get overbearing nowadays.
What was?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you know, Eddie, it's a a tough question. I mean, I like what Dario Cueto does. I would have to agree as far as,
What?
are you serious? That's so stupid. Naomi wins against Alexa Bliss with a roll-up, very tight roll-up, might I add.
That's not Alexa Bliss. That's Minnie Harley.
Well, whatever it is.
It lost.
Yeah, that sucks. That's dumb. Okay, Naomi, way to go. Prove something else next week. Getting back to the conversation at hand, I would say for today's current product, Dario Cueto is probably the best authority figure of all time. Yeah, I mean, Vince has to stand head over heels above everybody else just because of what it did for the industry. You had Eric Bischoff, and he was good. I mean, when he turned NWO, that whole thing was, at times, really funny and really good, but at the same time, it was just tough to watch towards the end.
But the difference is, with Bischoff in the NWO, nobody ever got over him except for a few times.
Right.
Whereas Vince would come in,
and somebody would better him.
Yeah, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But Vince just literally drove you nuts.
I mean, Brian brings up a couple of good ones with Triple H. I think it points Triple H as great as an authority figure. I think Stephanie McMahon, if you're talking about current, if we're taking Cueto out of the equation, I'd say Stephanie. Because true to point, Dixie is awful. Although I like Billy Corgan as a authority figure. He's kind of a tweener. He's in the middle. He's there in short spurts. So we're not seeing a 20-minute hi, I'm all about me. It's not bad. So we'll see what happens. Oh wow! Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks and Charlotte. It's going to be Sasha Banks and Charlotte in Hell in a Cell?
I don't think it's going to be inside Hell in a Cell.
That would be so awesome.
That's something I would look for from Charlotte and Sasha, because they could pull it off. Naomi and Minnie Harley could not pull that match off.
Right. Now, I did hear reports last week that it was going to be in a cell. And that's what I told you and Rob.
They have a lot of bad blood between them that they've done on television. They could do it.
Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily have to eat the cage.
Right. But
so, just the thought.
I mean, it'd be like the first time in history for a ladies' cage match.
Well, then do me a favor. Hang tight 1 second. Hold up.
Yeah.
Banks defends the title against the woman she took it from, Charlotte. And Seth Rollins will get...
No, not going to be inside the cage.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, they just didn't say it would be, so therefore I have to assume that it's not going to be.
I mean, you're probably right, but
I think with the Revolution,
yeah,
this is a perfect time to say let's do it one time.
Yeah, but nobody can top that. I mean,
nobody can top them two now.
They would steal the show on pay-per-view. Hell in the Cell's pay-per-view would belong to the divas or to the ladies.
I want you to ask yourself: have they not stolen the show?
Oh, that
every
main
night
event
they
this
go.
Past Monday, the corkscrew moonsault from Charlotte was amazing. That match was great. I didn't think they could top it again.
It
was pretty good.
Again, the only way to top it is to go in a cage
or a ladder.
Ladder would be interesting. I think you got to put them in the cell. And again, you don't have to. They don't have to eat it. They don't have to see blood. Just the thought of them being in there.
Now, here's the thing with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Not that this hasn't been a well-built feud, because actually it has been. And on SmackDown, it's been pretty good TV. But what would put you in a position where you would say, this is my main event?
Again, I don't know. Somebody was smoking crack.
Were they that worried about the presidential debates?
They can't be that worried about the presidential debates.
I mean, it's a
That's why they put the main event first.
Well, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean...
Yeah, but then you run the risk of those people who only come
to see the main event. Now they
getting up and walking off.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I'd paid a couple $100 for seats, only to find out the main event is first,
I'd be upset.
I might have wanted my money back, even though I know I couldn't get it. I'd have made a stink.
Well, yeah, because technically they still delivered what they advertised. It's just in a different order.
Thank you.
That's dumb, though. I mean, again, this matchup between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton is probably not going to be that bad. It'll probably be pretty good. But it's definitely not what I would put as main event.
Not without a stipulation.
Ah, man. I mean, there's nothing to say that they don't turn it into a street fight or something, but...
Well, you still have the mystery person that let him out of the...
Eric Rowan is hurt again.
Yeah, but
Luke Harper.
maybe Luke Harper's ready.
Well, here's the thing.
It's
Harper was competing on Raw shows. Not the TV show, but on house shows. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's a teaser, and they bring him back to SmackDown, keep the Wyatt family together.
Well, they should have had Rowan go to Raw and Harper go to SmackDown, because Harper and Wyatt make a better team.
Yeah,
than...
and if they went that direction and just did tag teams, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper would do well. The other troubling thing here is if Bray Wyatt loses in the main event.
Yeah, but it's not technically the main event.
right.
I guess
we watch wrestling in reverse order now.
Yeah, I guess technically this would be the first.
Tonight's opening contest is. I mean, is there a saving grace for Bray Wyatt if he loses to Randy Orton tonight?
Well, it depends on what happens after the loss. I mean, if him and somebody else obliterate him, then you can get another match on him.
And that's just it. I could see that going another match. You have Bray win the night, Randy Orton eventually gets a payoff in a cage or whatever, if Hell in the Cell is a dual pay-per-view, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, because surely by now they would have announced. Although, if you look at the three announcements, they're the three titles.
It's only 3 matches, yeah.
So,
I have to
tag titles there.
Hey, guys.
Well,
I was reading Twitter, and somebody put, a friend of mine retweeted, and it came from originally Sid Bridge Comedy. Dolph might change his mind about losing this match when he finds out that Vince spent his 401k to buy TNA.
Whoops.
Has there ever been a tag Hell in a Cell?
Tag team Hell in the Cell. There's been a 6-person Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Armageddon 2000 something in Birmingham, because that was a 6-pack Hell in a Cell, but there hadn't been a 6-man tag Hell in a Cell.
Because again, I think they should do it just like Lockdown, and every match is defended in that cage.
Every match in a cell.
Yeah, it's Hell in a Cell for a reason. Lower and start the matches.
Well, Becky Lynch is in the hospital.
Maybe she had her appendix removed or something.
I hope she's okay.
Gallbladder. Well, she looks all right.
What if she's pregnant?
I don't think she's pregnant. That would be awful quick gestation period to pop it out by November 8th. It's a hand. What?
Oh, no.
It's the left hand.
Oh, God, why?
Damn that, Mark Henry.
Mark Henry's like, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. Wow. I mean, I don't understand why this is our main event.
But it's not a main event. The main event
But it
was
could
first.
be a main event. Anywhere in the world.
In TNA, maybe.
Oh, Tony Schiavone's in the house here. Who booked that crap?
I mean, again, they could surprise me. We actually have a lot of time left, too. We have 40 minutes.
Wow. Eddie, you think they give him the full 40?
Conceivable.
Yeah. Randy Orton better impress somebody here. Why doesn't Bray Wyatt ever just grab them off of the turnbuckle? Every opponent he has done that taunt. He never pulls them down.
Because they don't let Bray live up to his true potential.
Push him over the top. Make him bite the dust. I mean, daggone.
There's so much you could do with Bray Wyatt that they don't do.
But, like, he handcuffed Triple H to a rope and DDT'd Stephanie. And Triple H didn't do anything like that either. And Triple H is the game. He hits people with a sledgehammer. But, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. These guys are supposed to hate each other. Why is he smiling? Stop smiling.
He always smiles.
It ain't funny.
He's a smiler.
What's so funny?
He's a smiler.
Like, clown? I'm here to amuse you? Oh, man. Oh, how about the promoters or the people passing out flyers at NXT? One of them, Martin Fuqua, I think that's pronounced right. I did look up his information. They've got an event. They got the Rock and Roll Express booked, and also another old school guy that I cannot remember his name, but Mid-Atlantic Tag Titles and Mid-Atlantic Championship.
No, but they're like longer than Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, and it's classic pro wrestling. They've got an event in
their first event.
That's right. It is their first event. It is in New Kent, Virginia, next Saturday, as a matter of fact. So, and then GXW, which I can't remember exactly what that stands for, but they are the ones that have an event as well. But it was interesting because I haven't seen that kind of thing happen since when we used to go to Starrcade, and they would hand out flyers out front of the Verizon Center, the MCI Center back then for MCW. But it was kind of neat. And it was actually kind of neat because we met the actual head promoter for Classic Pro Wrestling. That was cool.
Random thought. Clay Matthews is still a freaking beast.
Yep. Yes, he is.
And I still had the Packers picked to win it all.
You know, if we're actually looking at the brackets we put together from Thursday, which for those listening at home that do join us on Thursdays, I apologize for my recent absences, but
family comes first.
You know, I got to take care of the kids.
Family comes first.
Yeah. So, but I think my brackets are completely shot. I would have to look it over. I'd probably have to get you to send me the breakdown of it, but I'm pretty sure none of my predictions are coming true.
Of course, by the
Carolina's
same token,
already like 4 more losses than I thought they'd have.
Yeah, Carolina's probably the best 1-4 team out there today.
Are they 1-4? Is it 1-4 now?
I think they're 1-4 now.
Oh,
Did they lose or win today?
Oh, they didn't play. They play tomorrow.
Okay, that's right. They're still 1-3.
Marvin Stomp.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice knee drop in the face.
Yeah, and lo and behold, I have to jinx it with Jimmy Johnson's favorite phrase or question. How about them Cowboys?
Did they lose?
No,
they won.
Dak Prescott is ridiculous.
All right, I'm not going to let y'all change this to a football show. Y'all are going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, how about the guy for the Bucks? For the Broncos?
Hey, you brought up the Cowboys. Now you brought up horses. Cowboys ride horses. You're killing me.
This kid Simeon or Samian, I don't know how that's pronounced, but he's pretty good too.
Actually, I think didn't Atlanta win today? My Falcons beat the Broncos.
I didn't pay attention to the scores today.
My Falcons beat the Broncos today.
Nice.
I only concern myself with the Redskins. And
yeah,
I could care less with anybody else.
But the Skins won today.
Oh, you like that? You like that?
Finally, they can play that soundbite and it'll apply.
It'll mean something.
We've won the last 3 weeks. How many has Carolina won the last 3 weeks?
Is it 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
Wow.
We're 3-2 right now.
Hey, I'm not afraid.
What's Carolina?
They're 1-3.
Okay. Shut up.
Yeah, let's see if my notes.
Angry.
If my notes are correct, Patriots blew out the Browns 33-13. Welcome back, Tom Brady. The Lions beat the Eagles. I missed that, and Carson Wentz gets his first loss.
Oh, that would be cool.
Apparently that was like a last-second
it was
or something.
Cardinals beat the 49ers 33-21. Thank you. I'm very happy to see that score. Vikings over the Texans 31-13. Jets lost to the Steelers 31-13. I see a trend here.
What is the Raiders' record this year?
I have to double check, but they're in the plus column right now.
I think they're
That's
in the plus.
crazy to me.
But it's the NFL. I mean, it's hard to. Yeah.
Didn't I say earlier? Didn't I say when we were doing our pigskin predictions for the NFL that I thought the Raiders would have a good chance of at least going 9-6, if not 10-5?
You did. I think both you and Shane predicted them to have a winning record this year, but I think you gave them the most.
And they beat the Chargers today, 34-31.
Wow. The Chargers got to be in panic mode.
Well, here's my little problem about today, though, is we have another sport in America called Major League Baseball.
Oh,
and we have playoff game.
And we've got a team that's doing quite well.
Yes.
The Washington team. Yeah.
We are in their market.
Right.
And we couldn't even get a playoff game today.
Yeah, it wasn't even televised.
It was not televised.
Well, part of
anywhere.
that's Angelos' fault. I mean, he really stuck it to the Nats when they got the team. I mean, I get it. You know, he wants his money protected for CSN and all that, but
how could? I mean, I know they were supposed to play last night.
It was rained out.
It was rained out. Yeah. But how could you not televise a local baseball team in the playoffs? I've never seen that before.
I mean, I've seen them preempt the NFL before for hockey. I've seen them preempted that, but not even for the World Series. But our local team is in the hunt, and I don't get it either.
And they did win though. The Nationals.
Hey, let's hear it for that.
Tied the series 1-1.
Awesome.
Yep, 5-2 victory. The win went to Trinan, and the loss went to Hill. Melancon picked up the save.
Yeah. And Fox Sports 1, your internet play-by-play sucks.
Well, of course it does.
So that's what I had to pay attention to the baseball game. When they didn't show it on the football game, I had to look on my iPad at Fox Sports 1 because I'm not paying $20 a month for Major League Baseball. The app.
And you know, Shane has got to be happy because Chicago did get both games in this part of the bracket. It picks back up tomorrow on, tomorrow night as Chicago and San Francisco, or the Chicago Cubs, take on the Giants in Game 3.
Now, see, that corner spot right there where Bray Wyatt hit the corner and then ran, that made me think he had momentum. When the other guys do it, like Colt Cabana drives me nuts. Does that whole, like, slow motion, like he's running from Mario Brothers or something, to the next corner. Hate that crap.
All right, so I do have some good news.
Good news.
My 2K17 NXT edition should be here tomorrow.
And mine.
And yours.
Oh, yeah.
So we should then have Corner to Corner's first unboxing videos,
correct.
1 and 2.
Uno and dos.
Up within a few days.
That's right. I wonder if we could do it split screen.
I don't see why not. Can you
We've got
record?
FaceTime.
Yeah, you can do it on Skype.
That's right. That's right. We could do this. We got the tools. We got the talent. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
No, we don't have the talent. We might have to hire some type of engineer or something to pull this off. Because you can barely get us on Spreaker half the time.
I know. It's a hard knock life.
Yeah. You should write it down, really.
Write that down.
Yeah. This is how you do it, Stan. Even then, you probably screwed up.
Wait, I wrote it down, but this isn't working. I don't know what to do, guys.
All right, so again, in NXT, there's the new Dusty...
the Dusty Classic.
Dusty Classic. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And the big thing out of that one, well, not the big, but one of them, Cedric Alexander and Almas, I think is his last name, are teamed up in that tournament. They did not advance. However, Austin Aries has a mystery partner for this tag tournament who has not been unveiled yet.
Right. I think it's Roddy.
Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
That would be a coup. I think that's huge. He has not worked any indie shows since finishing up with Ring of Honor.
And now I believe his wife did have a kid within the last week or so too.
May have been, yeah.
So, but because I think I read it. Somebody gave him congratulations. But man, can you imagine Aries and Strong?
That's a hell of a tag.
Yeah. And I can't believe Cedric didn't advance.
He's got that horrible, crappy former luchador guy. Hate that guy.
Yeah, especially with him, the crowd reaction.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, he is one of your most over people.
If it's me, I'd keep him off of NXT and just keep him on Raw. Keep him in the cruiserweights for a good while because he's a draw. People love him. The reaction he gets is pretty amazing. So we are headed towards the end of the show here, so we're going to go ahead and do our quick last calls as Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton kind of winds down. Folks, you can follow us on Twitter at the C2C Radio Show, and that's the show's Twitter account. Facebook is at Corner to Corner Radio Show. Excuse me, Corner to Corner, Radio Show. I can be found at Stan from Krypton, although I've been told that it's time for me to change my Twitter handle.
Yeah, because you're not from Krypton.
You're right. You know what? On behalf of Corner to Corner, I have to admit, I confess that I'm not from Krypton. I'm actually from Earth. Sorry. And yeah, I will be changing my screen name. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet. Probably going to try to shorten it as best I can.
That works in your favor.
Hey. Brian's on Twitter and active, as we've seen. Brian, what is your Twitter handle?
I don't know.
Do you even know where Twitter is found?
I just take my iPad and I open up my applications and I find that Twitter.
That's Twitter.
And I hit the button.
He's got a Twitter, and it's STRCP21. And then, of course, he's on Facebook, Brian Taylor. Rob is off this week, as we said. He's found at Rob Hefner and RDHUWP. Photos from the NXT event can be found on Instagram, Corner2Corner. That's Corner, the number 2, then Corner. I will be putting them up on the website as well, Corner2CornerWrestling.com. I'm actually going to try to revamp that a little bit and give us a gallery page so that we've got both the Charlottesville event and the NXT event. So we'll be doing that.
Make sure you have a link to videos page too.
Yeah, we'll be doing that as we get more and more involved with our unboxing, and we may even link into some game demos or something like that, just to have it all on the same page.
There's the DC Legends on the way.
That's right, new mobile game coming out, DC Legends in November, so that should be fun. Also, Mario Run's coming out, Super Mario Run for Apple.
I can't get in all that running stuff,
but
I can't flick my finger fast enough.
Thanks again for listening tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. We will see you again. I was thinking of going on Spreaker for the last bit, but honestly, I was running so far behind I did not grab my laptop. So what we will do is we will have this available for you as soon as possible for download and for replay. And we will join you next Sunday at our normal scheduled time. Thanks again for listening. Have a great night, and we will see you next week for our 1-year anniversary show.
Whoa. 1 year.
1 is the loneliest number that could ever be.